of the day. We're going to really kick things off to get us going. I'll pass it over to Sean, who's going to be giving an overall introduction to Kahoot and the many ways that you can use Kahoot to deliver engaging and impactful presentations. So, as well as, a little insight into what new tools are coming up on our platform. So, without further ado, Sean, jump right in. The water's warm.
Thank you so much. And this is a really fun topic for me today because, of course, we're doing presentations, talking about how to make presentations even better, which is kind of meta and a lot of fun. So let's talk about, let's do a presentation. We have a new mode called presentation mode. Not sure you knew about that, but it's pretty cool. I'll come back to why I think it's cool in a few minutes, but I think hopefully you guys have played a Kahoot so far and you know the drill, but if you can just scan this QR code here, you will be able to join our Kahoot. What's really great about this is I can actually also, if I want to hide this, I can just do that. And if I want to bring it back, same goes for the QR code. I won't take it away now because I know you guys are, looks like many of you are going to join, which is really great to see. So for those of you who have I've not met me in other webinars and things like that, my name is Sean Darcy. I'm the Chief Solutions Officer here at Kahoot. So I'm really the guy working on your behalf to make our products even more valuable and hopefully very useful in your day-to-day lives. So, and today I really want to help you hopefully understand how you can use Kahoot 360 to fullest when it comes to engaging your audiences. So pretty good number on here so far, coming up on just if we can get over, just squeeze it over 200, we can get going. Oh, 199, there's got to be one more person there that can join. Yeah, there we go, 202. So let's rock and roll. So let's start things off with an easy one. True or false? More than half of presenters say that audience engagement is their biggest pain point. What do you think? Popcorn, all right. Okay, let's see what people thought. Yeah, that was an easy one. That was a lob ball, so to speak. So threw you guys that one there. So most of you thought that was true, and you were in fact correct. 53% of presenters say audience engagement is their biggest pain point. Wow, that's a staggering statistic. So let's see how we can help you with that one today. And we're also going to hear from Lely. He's going to come right after. Marvin's going to speak to us. And then a little bit later on, I'll come back and we'll speak to Darby from TED and hear about some of the tips that Darby and TED has about how to make presentations even more engaging. So look forward to that. All right, word cloud. Let's start off with this. What engages your audience? So hopefully you played a word cloud now so you know how that works. So this is just in general, right? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be presentation, whatever you think makes the audiences on, and be motivated, really lock into what you're saying. What is it? You guys are full of ideas. Fantastic. Look at that. We already have over 200, it looks like already. So that's almost everybody replies. Thank you for the participation. That's great. We've got good engagement. So the number one, interaction. Yeah, look at this. Participation, interactivity, games, questions, competition, relatability, activities. Wonderful list here. So again, thanks so much for sharing. This is exactly the kind of feedback we want to hear. So today, what I hope to share with you is some hopefully tips on how you can engage any professional audience with Kahoot 360. We really like, of course, we love our own product, but we really think it's great for energizing employees that, if they're energized employees can also boost their productivity. We can do that through presentations, workshops, trainings, and events, all of the above. So it's quite a versatile product as well, and I'll show you how in a second. And to do that today, I have 6 ways you can engage your audience and know your eyes are not blurry. It's this slide, which will get clearer and clearer as we move through this presentation. So let's get going, right? Let's start with the first one, which is leveling up your presentations with AI and some more things like that. And really, I don't know if you're not familiar with the Kahoot platform, it really is a very simple way to take an existing presentation and really level it up within minutes. You can do that in 3 steps. Basically, you can sync your slides, you can generate questions with AI, and then you can customize. And the third one's optional, but you can customize with branding to make it even more aligned to your corporate identity. And I want to show you a video how that all comes together. So here, if we're on the Kahoot platform, we can have a look at, make that a little bit bigger for you, how you can sync with either, you sync your slides with either, OneDrive here. So we have a PowerPoint slide deck. We're going to bring that in. That's our Two Hawk incorporated town hall deck. And we're going to bring that in. While that's coming in, we're going to just go to the themes and build up a theme that makes more sense for my company. I've got my logo, I got my color palette, I'm gonna find a font that matches my font. I'm gonna save that, I'm gonna apply that to all of the slides and questions that I have coming. And here you have all of the awesome slides that I had from the town hall. They're all gonna come in here now. I'm probably just gonna add them all, why not? They're all coming in one by one. They look exactly as I hoped. So that's a good sign. And now I'm going to do something cool. I'm going to use the little button in the bottom to generate some questions to go along with the slides. So now this is where the AI is actually generating questions. You can see that it's added already 6, 8, it's 10. It's sort of ticking up. We're even adding all the imagery for you as well. Take that away. So it's a super easy thing. I'm just going to go ahead and add all of these to my Kahoot. And these will be sort of added where it makes sense, essentially. So, after the slides where a question makes sense, we'll add a question in. And then now I guess it's kind of up to me to kind of make sure to go through to curate this, make sure it makes sense for what I needed to do, either delete some questions or move them around. That's kind of up to me at this point. And when I'm satisfied with that, I can just, save that and then, either launch it into presentation mode and go for there. So it was that, I said minutes, but that was maybe a minute actually. So I think that was a pretty awesome, quick demo. So you just get a feel for how that worked. All right, just gonna skip ahead to the next. So we have a few of those. Perfect. Right. Okay, great. So that was the first one. The next I wanted to show you was how to present like a pro with presentation mode. And this is a little bit meta as well, because of course we are already using presentation mode right now. So I'm not going to have to show you too much for that one because we were already in it. But this has really been built, purpose-built for presentations. You can fully brand them. You can control the scoreboard. So we have this participants that are here. We can see points, but that's not the focus of the presentation. So sometimes if you want to play Kahoot and you want to only have points and you're doing something very competitive, you might want to have that. But sometimes you don't want to have that. You just want to do presentation. So in this case, it's really easy for me to sort of hide that. Also, if I want to bring back that QR code, I see some people asking for that. I can bring it back so you get some late joiners. And really, it kind of just works and does its job for me and gives me a lot more control. Also, you can see I have these controls at the bottom where I can go backwards and forwards just like you can with a regular slide. So overall, I think this is a really great new addition. It just launched and getting really good feedback. So if you've had feedback, please let us know. There is a Q&A function actually in the Kahoot, which actually brings me to the next topic, which is turn presentations into conversations with Q&A. And I think for that, I mean, I guess I have a couple more questions for you guys before we jump into that one. The first is this, and what percentage of employees feel comfortable asking questions during a company presentation and meetings? So we know not everybody is really comfortable in a town hall, for example, putting their hand up. So what do you think? This is a question type called pin answer. I could have just did a multiple choice, but it's kind of fun to like drop a pin. Just drop a pin on the number that you think is answers this correctly. We know not everybody is that comfortable with this. We know it's not 100%. That's a throwaway. Here we're going to get, okay, so most people are down there. That's right. Okay, good. So you can see, that's fun. That's the first time I've done this with a big group. So 140 people got that right, who actually dropped their pin on 25%. So that's really great. And here's another stat for you guys. 92% said that they would flag an issue or surface an idea or even challenge a plan if the meeting had a real-time tool to do so openly or anonymously. So clearly, putting your hand up and saying, "Hey, I want to, I have this opinion." Not so fun, but being able to actually maybe do it anonymously is much more in line with the way people think these days. And that brings me to the next topic, which is really this Q&A function, which I see a lot of you guys have actually been using it, and you're answering, and you're bringing in different questions are coming in here. So as those questions come in, they will be populating in the Q&A. And what's great is I think people can also give a vote. So you can vote those up, and coming very soon, just on the other side of the summer, we'll have this moderation tool, which will allow you to actually moderate all of the Q&A questions before you actually show them on screen. So I think that's going to give you even more control over Q&A and allow you to really sort of surface those questions you think are probably most valuable for the entire audience. So that question, Q&A, has really been a big request from a lot of our customers. So I'm really happy to say that that's arrived, and it's only going to get better with moderation just on the other side of the summer. All right, so we're moving along here pretty good. The next thing I wanted to bring up was workshops. Now, not a lot of people know this, but Kahoot is a fantastic solution for doing workshopping. Now you might have a workshop tool, and you might be old school and like flip charts and all of that, and that's fine. You should continue to do that. But if you're looking for a really fast, agile, super quick way to do ideation, then look no further than Kahoot 360, because it really does that extremely well. And before we do that, I think we've just seen a couple of question types already that actually can lead towards brainstorming. The first, of course, is the word clouds that we've done and the polls and those sorts of things. And those are, very, very easy ways to do that kind of ideation. And they work as we're doing right now in a hybrid format. But beyond that, I think we have something called Brainstorm, which is a way where you can actually enter your question, and you can actually get everybody to vote on the answers that you think are the best, which is a really democratic way for the proverbial best ideas to bubble to the top. So to give you an example of what that looks like, we have a couple of examples. This is an operation, so we're trying to improve our operations at our company at Two Hawk Incorporated. We're getting some great ideas. So now we're going to vote on those ideas. The best ideas will bubble to the top. And this is the kicker. You get points for these. So this is actually game-based. So you actually get points for the best ideas. So if your idea is a winner, then you're going to get points for that. So that's maybe the most obvious way. The other way, this could be another way for the HR folks on the call. What about employee recognition? Here's a way that you could democratize really giving employee appreciation, in this case, who deserved extra recognition. We had Michael in operations. He's doing a wonderful job. Emily is fantastic with clients. And then last but not least, Olivia is really on top of trends, that's for sure. So there's another really wonderful way to quickly, again, use Kahoot for ideation and doing some really light workshopping. Hopefully that helps you too. So now we've seen like sort of bigger, and then now sort of we're zooming in a little bit now on some smaller groups, but hopefully also important. Next up is creating a follow-up engagement with leave behinds. Now, this has been another request from a lot of our customers, is to have a call to action at the end of a presentation. So a good example is like, after we're done this, I can't show you today because this is coming soon, but we will very soon be able to have a link, for example, to share presentation, where you can, for example, if you're at a town hall, you could distribute the town hall presentation or Kahoot out to your staff. You could also collect feedback. So if you really want to get a bit more, do a small poll or a little survey to actually get a little bit more information from your audience, you can do that then. And if you're working in sales and marketing, I think there was like 3 to 5% of the folks on the call were on that side of things. It's an interesting way you can actually generate leads. So if you're doing events, for example, you can actually collect some leads as part of that participation as well. And this is also coming up just on the other side of the summer, and I think it's going to add that additional element to your presentations that really can add not only engagement during the presentation, but what happens after the presentation. That's an important thing. All right, moving on to the last part, we have leverage analytics for your next presentation. And so we're sticking on the after the presentation theme here. You've done your presentation. I think what really differentiates Kahoot from regular slideware is that not only, of course, does it have a very powerful tool to do engagement, you actually get really great analytics on the back end of it to actually see who presented, or sort of who participated, what did the audience understand, what did they struggle with, and if there are things that you're thinking about, okay, next time maybe I should adjust my presentation to really focus on this area or hit home here, then you have that and those analytics to actually help you with that. And just to show you what that looks like in the platform, this is how it is today. So if you're in Kahoot, this is all live and ready to go. As you can see, everything here is super powerful. You can see the individual players, you can see the questions. Not only that, you can of course share this with some of your colleagues if you need to do that. You can combine them. So for example, this tournament that Galia mentioned, we will just combine some of these reports. And that will allow us to see sort of over the course of several Kahoots how did people do. So that's a really, really powerful assessment tool, but it's also a really great way for you to get that feedback as a presenter on how you can make your presentations even more engaging and hopefully more valuable. All right, so that was the roundup. I've gone through the 6 ways you can engage your audience with Kahoot 360 now. Okay, so here's a drop pin. I want to find out from you guys, what was your favorite way to engage your audience? Saw 6 different ways. Drop a pin on the one that you really thought was helpful. AI enhancers, presentation mode, Q&A, open-ended questions, the brainstorm, leave behind, and then the analytics. That was the short version. Now after this, I'm going to show you a little video about how all of this sort of comes together. Oh, wow, what a mix. Look at that. This is really great. Now, my product team will be very, very happy to see that everything that they're working on is really important for you guys out there, and really great feedback. So thank you so much for that. And as I mentioned, I'm going to show you a little clip on how all of the things that I showed you now actually come together to make your audience engagement experience Super awesome. All right, hope you guys like that. And moving on. Yeah, one more question. And that will be, oh, before that, this is an important public service announcement. I think we will have, you guys should all look out for a 30-day free trial of Kahoot 360 Pro after the event. And I think we'll probably be more info in the chat as we move along. So do look out for that. That's really great. So everything I showed you today is available on Kahoot 360 Pro. So you definitely don't want to skip on that one there. If not, if you're also interested in speaking to sales, I'm sure we also have a link in the chat as well. You can follow up with. All right, I got one more question. It's a double pointer. Who is our next guest? It was mentioned twice now. It was mentioned twice. So let's see if you remembered. Now, this is a tricky one. This is a type answer. It means you need to type it in. If you're patient, it'll come up and you'll see who's in the logo. But you know, speed does matter. If you know what it is, type it in. Most of you are starting to get it now. Hopefully you have it now. 3 seconds left. All right. Oh, some of you guys got it. Whoa, Marvin, that's fantastic. Someone actually called out Marvin. That's awesome. This is a feature I don't think everybody knows about because there are some other ways we can add a few points. These are close enough. I'm not a stickler. I think Marvin, yeah, there's Marvin. Let's add Marvin. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Ted's coming up to Lily, close enough. Okay, yeah, this is great. You guys have an insanely good memory. That's unbelievable. Sorry, I'm just dragging around my Zoom window here is in the way. TEDx. Okay. I think I've been pretty generous here. Not for Darcy. Okay, there we go. Let's submit that one now. So you can see that we had quite a few of you came through on that one. And I'm sure that's gonna really impact your scores. Galea, do I have time for the podium? I don't have time for the podium, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's see.
Sorry, I was on mute. I said yes.
All right. All right, Emily, Summer, and Laura Va. Fantastic. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much. And I will stop sharing and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks so much.